Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with two undefeated fighters, fam.
Chatting it up. Listen, welcome. If this is your first time, take a seat. There's plenty of chairs, whole lot of room.
Listen, and we met someone just because people think that we just talk to the audio people like for no reason. The audio people are listening. Audio gang, stand up. You know the ones that watch us with no visual, bro. It's just audio seconds. Listen, you're in your car right now. Honk your horn 8 times.
8 times. And do it with the emergency tone. Like it's police coming through, bro.
And I want you to drive at Will Smith speed, bruv. 2 miles an hour so everybody sees you. No.
Well, to be fair, that would be the safest way for you to not get a flipping camera. It's like a speedy camera. Bruv, I've had two. I've not, bro, 2 in the space of a month, bro. Speeding.
You're taking
bro, nah, do you know what it is? I think they changed the speed limit on the part of the EP148 that it is, bro. Because they're like, you got caught at 50 or 40. And I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, I really drive at 50 though. Like, unless I know something is going on. So,
on the speed limit.
They changed it. They must have just amended it, bro. I'm so annoyed.
Do that in your car. Remember, I'm living in prime London now, innit? So everywhere's 20, fam. One time I got a speeding ticket for getting 22. Do you know how mad I was? 22, bro. It was just talking about me doing the course, and I was thinking, if I go there, I gotta lie about my speed, fam. I gotta say, yeah, I was getting crazy.
Yeah, it's like being in jail, and then it's just like, what you in for? And then I'm sitting there, bad man. You understand? On some, yeah, I didn't pay my parking fence.
You are an absolute disgrace.
No, so that's why, like, I'll tell them, yeah, I was getting like 60 and a 20, like. The school's about, and they just had to throw the book at me, you know, then wait there. Bro, I had to do it, man. 22 is not a reason for me to be on the course. But yeah, now ever since that happened to me, I learned my lesson. Now I just put on that. It's that thing you can sit on your car, bro. So if you put your foot down, it won't go past.
Limit up.
Yeah, it's wicked.
Yeah, I've been on that now, and the cruise control, fam. Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard still. Cruise control's too dangerous for me, man. I get nervous. I got like trust issues. I'm like, nah. It's when you're driving, you're like, bro. And I've seen these movies, bro, when the cruise control just don't stop cruising. It just says, you know what?
Either way, bro, you still have brakes. I love a cruise control, fam.
Ask me the question, fam.
And me, I'm so stubborn though. The speed limit could be 70, and I'll just slap it on 71, just to be like.
Oh man. Yeah, go on, ask the question, bro. Let's get into it.
Bro, what's your tail of the tape?
Yeah, I'm 0-0, fam. Never fought, never lost. Weight fluctuating, as you know, but I'm keeping it moving, fam. Reach, you know, it's long. It's mad about that height though, because I am taller than Travis. It does say that on my box rec. I mean, I'm shorter than Travis. It says so on my box rec. But emotionally, and like, yeah, I'm taller, fam.
Spiritually, I'm 6'6".
Spiritually, I'm building as well, fam. So yeah, listen, I'm 0-0, fam. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out, and it's definitely not me, fam.
I hear that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit me.
You know what? But before I hit you, someone said we might need to make amendments to your record, bro, because the Venom Page thing, fam, like people said we might as well just dock it already because they feel like they know you're already gonna lose that one.
Thing is, it's not really. You can't do that. It's just like we have this conversation on this pod all the time, bro. We can't. It's not maths. Like you can't say because he's beat certain men that he just beats me. Like it doesn't go like that. Yeah, we won't know until we know.
What do we call it? We said something are not facts. Predictions.
Yeah, predictions are not facts, bro. So unfortunately, you know, it might go like that. Maybe.
All right, tailor the tape then, bro.
Taylor Late, what can I say? Height, officially taller than KG. I don't know how tall I am now because McElveen and Page is listed at 6'3".
Oh,
And we was face to face, and well, we saw the, you know what I'm saying? So I might have to improve that.
yeah.
That's an improvement. Over this weekend I've gained another inch in height, so I'm 6'3" now. Weight fluctuating, you know, just basically it's one of the ones where anywhere between middleweight and cruiser, I could be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was messing around with KD at the fight. He said, "Yo," I said, "Yo, bro, I'm ready to unify my Southern Area interim for the NABO." Right? I said, "How can you make that happen?" He said, "He goes, of course." He goes, "Let me know who you want, bro." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Yo, get me Christian Beck Jr. at cruiser." He said, "Can you make cruiser?" I said, "Not really, but I need Christian Beck out of his comfort zone."
No, you're a different kind of youth, fam. You're a different kind of youth, fam.
Yeah, I'm saying 2-0, 50% knockout rate. Half the men that enter the ring with me, they left by Uber because ambulances weren't available.
All right, I'm happy how you started because you mentioned KD, and there's no way we move forward without talking about 258 management, fam.
258, bro.
258 or 258 in, fam.
Very much so.
Listen, AJ's been talking that generational wealth thing for the longest time. No one should be surprised with the move that AJ made, but you know when you become partners, yeah? As a blueprint, AJ, again, he looked at what Mayweather did and he goes, okay. You know, because Mayweather Productions, everyone thought on the Golden Boy, bro. That was, you know, we heard Golden Boy, this, that, and the other, and it became like the happening stable, right? And then people never thought about, Rob, but what about me outside of boxing? What's next? You know, and the blueprint.
I'm my own promoter. I'm my own boss. Is all of that.
Boss. There you go. Mayweather was heavy on it early. You know, when you're the main guy, just take what's yours, take what's on the table. You can negotiate better. And AJ, he understood that to the T. His negotiating skills have been on point, and you gotta say it has trickled down into the community. You see what Dillion's doing. Dillion's got fighters, bro. Dillion, like, Dillion's got a roster of his own. He's got his own promotional company. You know, that's
a lot of men have done their own promotion thing. But a lot of guys have only done it for their fights.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it comes out under their fights. You know, a few men have really branched into it. Let's say David Hayes with the Haymaker Promotions, like he had some good moments. It's definitely the move now. It's almost become normal that once you're at a certain level in boxing,
you gotta do it.
You start a promotional company. But this one here,
the reason why I want to give AJ a different level of ratings, right? Is
it's different. He leveled up on it.
What Hay did is, I think his promotion company started late. It came when, you know, he was having some issues with like channel. He wanted to get his fight on, and I remember Dave, and it was a bit mad, and he was trying to, and it was hard for him to move because
even as far back as the Value fight.
Really?
Yeah.
So I didn't remember the name ringing. Maybe because it didn't feel like he was ringing off the same way we know of the 2-5. We knew what AJ was trying to do from very early. The guy was capitalizing on his stardom as it like, and this is why you can see a big announcement that we've seen. What is that, lifetime deal that he signed with them?
Lifetime, multi-year, multi-fight contract worth over hundreds of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of pounds. Like, that's a lot of money.
Different. Again, let's be honest.
But it's the equity.
He doesn't need to. I hear that. He doesn't need to fight again, bro. As in this now. I know he will fight again, but I'm telling in terms of financially what he's pulled off.
I mean, I think he's already there now. Anyway, before this deal, he's already at a place where he don't need to fight again.
No, but this takes you into.
Yeah, but you're touching up to 100 M's. What in your lifetime are you doing where that spends out?
Serious and he looks like he lives a frugal lifestyle. Like he's not on the mad spend. Like I ain't seen AJ in mad chains. Like I love
or a car collection. I haven't even really heard of a car collection of his.
And he's sponsored. That's why he's sponsored by one of the car companies as well. So
Range Rover, yeah. So it's like you don't even really
buying them things there. You just get the joint sent, you know. So this guy, like that portfolio, I'd love to see it. I'd like to see what, like, because I know those investments are incredible, you know. It's again, what a move, what someone that struck while the iron is hot. And then the one of the smartest things he's done in terms of being a promoter is not being in the way. So, you know, when we talk about all in your videos, all in your bro, I'm yet to see the Whittaker AJ pick, like proper.
Yeah, I've seen it still. There's like it's an Olympic background setting. But the beautiful thing about it is how he's running it. And remember, it's not a promotional company. So 258 is a management. And the way it's slightly different is that I don't have to even be in anything. Like, I've had a manager for nearly 5 years. No one's seen a pick. No one's seen a pick. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm just out here trying to stick. I've got management. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's that one where I'm working. Do you know what I mean? I like, or he's established the thing as a founder type vibe where I'm not doing your day to day. You don't phone me to say that these men are not taking care of you. But what I've created is a machine that does that. And I think that's a powerful thing where you don't put your name in it. And I think sometimes people got to realize there's a savviness in business where it's like, take your name out of it because any feelings about you go to the business in a lot of cases. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you feel a way about David Haymaker Promotions don't ring off for you. If you don't like Amir Khan, you know, I think it's King Khan Promotions. It don't feel great for you to be linked. So it's all of that. Whereas 258, the longer this thing goes on for you, we'll slowly forget that AJ's involved. Slowly. Very, very, very slowly. And I'm talking post his career when Ben Whittaker's name's in lights and all these other people's names are moving. And we're now having strong debates. Who's Tower Power? And this other names, like all these guys today, they're all gone. And AJ's still claiming his share of this team.
Because even now, just some names that are on 258. Obviously, Anthony Joshua, Akoli, bruv. Then you got Buatsi, fam.
Ramla Ali.
You got Sissoko, You got Whittaker, fam. You got Fraser Clark as well, fam. You got like these men there,
It's growing.
It's growing.
And the interesting thing about it is the type of names that you hear. We imagine world contention early, not early, but eventually.
They got Campbell Hatton as well, fam. And I was thinking, why is Campbell getting he's on the super, like, Campbell's getting the next level, you know, the stimulus package that Campbell was on. I was like, raw, like, how's this possible? Now they're moving him correctly and they got him in the right place. We're not seeing he's just allowed to develop.
Sissoko is a solid fighter as well.
There you go. You seeing it? It's again, the roster's strong. You know, you look at that and you say, look, that it has to grow. It has to grow, you know. And Eddie Hearn, what them two have managed to do together has been incredible. You know, I think Eddie Hearn deserves a lot of credit in the relationship with AJ. Well, that whole thing, you know, and allowing a fight, because let's be honest, they weren't having. Look what Tyson could have done with it if he's able, if he had the knowledge, if he was given, like, you know, if someone wants to see you grow, you know how if that was the case, certain things that happened in Tyson's lifestyle from a financial perspective probably wouldn't have happened. There was many robberies. The fact that he had to, you know, he lost his house and all sorts. And this shouldn't be happening to heavy. The fact that we have heavyweights or legends coming back and doing a mad thing. Who lost? Was it Holyfield? A painful loss. No one wanted to see that. You know, these guys have had amazing nights. Probably, definitely more amazing nights than AJ.
Yeah.
He steps away with all the equity, brains in check. Like, when he walks away from boxing, life is good. You know what I mean? Boxing didn't do what boxing, the unfortunate thing that it does to most people. You know, like, you come out and be like, raw, like, and we have.
Well, a lot of this comes down to money management. Do you know what I'm saying? And whilst I do understand what you're saying makes perfect sense, this does come down to money management, because a lot of people in the sport do well, sorry, not a lot of people in the sport. That's a careless statement. But those that do touch that type of money, that comes down to money management. And money management, like one time we were having a conversation, it's like if you don't look after money when it's low, you ain't gonna do that when it's big.
Yeah.
So a lot of men touch money, and straight away their expenditure is matching pound for pound with the income.
You're saying Pacquiao finances, yeah. You say pound for pound, just
Pound for pound with the income. Income's coming in, and the expenditure's like, all right, I got you. Let's go straight 12 rounds. Do you know what I mean? And it's like over time, it's just one of those sustainability things where the minute they retire, the lifestyle scale back is probably the hardest thing to adjust. So it's such a tricky thing, and something you won't have to think about when the money's coming in fast. But retirement must be a mad shock, because it's not like, if you haven't established a personality in the game, it's really hard to navigate and make money going forward. So you know what I mean? I put that down to, so that's why I like, if we make the scope bigger, if we focus on boxing, the money conversations get a bit tiresome and it gets a bit tricky. But if you widen the scope to life, and you start to say, all right, cool, I don't expect to hear a sad story about AJ's money. I don't expect to hear Tyson Fury went broke. I don't expect to hear these certain people. Do you know what I mean? So
you remember the Dave Allen thing? And it was like, when he said he's on the building site, he's working there and this, that, and the other. And I was like, man, like, especially with tickets.
How many big nights in terms of life-changing money? Because remember, put it this way like this, yeah?
No, but
if you pay man 60K, right? You pay man 60K, and then he went on a good run of having some big nights, right? Let's say he's getting paid 50, 60K for those. He could amass, say what, 250K?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to run through for your life.
Remember, don't forget as well, I don't know how much
it's a good thing to have, because you could buy a house with that.
Yeah.
And then now your pockets are...
And this is what I was saying to you. You said it right. You just said it recently, and I want to give it, obviously, because boxers potentially watch this, yeah? And even as you said, if you do the right things on a small level, you'll be, when you get more at the, like, it will translate, right? And the same thing is like, you do need to think about that. You do need to think of the, like, what next in this thing. Like, some people, so there's some careers where you're all like, as like, even as stand-ups, yeah, obviously you could never just be all right, but stand-ups, you just need to hold the mic and just tell jokes. What you need to do is be funny. Like, that's pretty much.
Long as you keep that edge.
Yeah. And what happens, the best thing about stand-up is the older you get, really the better you get, because you've experienced life. You know, it's a very it's a privileged career, where boxing, the power and strength and everything, it's a young man's game, you know. So you have to make the most of it when you're in it and learn as much as you can. And I remember being really sad about that Dave Allen thing, because I was thinking to myself, one, you're incredibly likable, like, and you sell, you're a ticket seller, you know what I mean? I'm saying that he's to the top level, but you're a ticket seller. You shouldn't really be coming in, you shouldn't be here, you know. There's got to be things, and you're a personality. When you talk about personalities, he's up there. So now you've learned new ways to do things. That's probably not your route. I get some people have to go and do these tough jobs, but that's not a route for you, which now will even take us into the segue that we are now with the what's that guy Francis that was on the doors? Go on.
No, but let's just speak on the deal just a little bit more. Okay. So now AJ's looked at this thing. I've seen a lot of people saying how, I don't know, that DAZN made a mistake and they're not gonna make their money back on this. And I'm like, this establishment, what they're doing now is very much the Netflix game plan. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not in this thing to cash out on AJ like this.
Okay.
They're at the stage where you are investing heavy, like it's a guerrilla attack on the game, because like they're disruptors. Do you know what I'm saying? They came in to disrupt the status quo. They came in. Sky Sports had a firm vice grip on this thing. BT Sports over there.
Sky Sports felt comfortable with the AJ dealings.
This is it. And then BT Sports were like, you know, we're not the top. We know that, but we still exist and we still do our thing. DAZN came in, crash landed in the game changed. That had a lot of people standing up to attention what this is going to look like. And, you know, I don't know, maybe they saw the turnaround down a lot faster than it has been. But either way, they're still here. And they are investing very bullish, just like how Netflix were. And people, spoke about Netflix's bottom line for a long time. But they're up now. They're up in profit after a very long journey. And Netflix is like a staple now. There's a lot of competition with Disney Plus and all these other things. But Netflix, they're here. Well, it's a cultural statement at one point, Netflix and chill. Like, it's
100% recognizable. The fact that on your remote, there's a Netflix button is absolutely insane. Like on most smart TVs, you can press Netflix and it comes up, which just shows the way TV's gone and what they've been able to do.
It affected the game with the streaming service.
Yeah, when you talk about streaming, you don't leave Netflix out of the conversation. But when you talk about sports streaming now, because it will grow and we're leading that way, I think everything is on demand or at a touch of a button and not the old school ways. Like, while I respect Sky in it because it just has eyes, people still consume TV like that. However, the shift is coming. When you look at your son does not watch normal TV. Your son, I can say that not knowing that, not even being in your house like that.
It's so true.
Because my daughter does not watch normal TV. So there's a generation of 3-4-year-olds that YouTube streaming. My daughter comes to the remote, it's either Netflix or YouTube. That's her journey. She can't even tell you about CBBC or CI. She don't know them ones. But if you play Coco Melon back in the day,
gone.
What?
True. And it's such a good point that you made about bringing it to the youth, because when you can sometimes look at it and say, when there's put it in entertainment, when a young comic comes out and his fan base are mad young, you look at him and it's just like, it's a different audience. That audience is going to grow with him.
They grow with him.
He's going to be in his 30s and 40s, and they're also going to be in their 30s and 40s. And now that's that audience, right? So if the Zone are playing the long game and they're saying, all right, cool, you guys who are addicted to Sky Sports and need it to be on TV, there will be something in place for you to find. You're just going to have to do a little bit more. And we're underestimating the energy of a fan who wants to see a fight. Because I'm telling you now, this information is at the end of a Google search or the phone call away of a younger relative. It is not this. It's this. They don't know how to operate, and actually, they'll find out because AJ's fighting. That will be your incentive. If AJ's also on Sky Sports, you'll say, well, I'll just watch it here. To be honest, I've always watched boxing here. But now the option isn't there. You're gonna have to grow up. People act like people are dinosaurs that they can't change. There are people right now, 70 plus, and they have a mobile phone.
Bro, my dad's got TikTok. I don't know why.
Did they have any of this, a semblance of this technology when they was in their 30s and 40s? Absolutely not. But we can move. When we need to, we'll find a way.
Bro, I don't think you're deep in it, bro. I told you my dad's got TikTok, fam.
I know. I tried to just sip over it and just keep it moving because I wanted to land the point, but that's funny still. But it's also not funny because TikTok's algorithm game, bro. You find 4 videos you like, that's it. It's like Amazon. You know, when they're at the Amazon section, it's like Travis. I want everything in there.
The algorithm is so strong. When my dad said he's got TikTok, I was like, damn, like, why though? You know what I mean? But he said, yes, I have my farm business. I said, you know what, Dad, have at it, man. You know what I mean? You're different. But no, it just goes to show. And AJ, well done. Great business mind. I hope for it to, I still believe that he has to win though to.
Do you know what? He
does have to win.
I've got to say, shouts out to the Zone for making this happen, because at the same time, them having a deal where they split with Sky is crazy when you really look back at it and just be like, you don't have it in the UK. It's one of those deals that you had to have taken at the time. But as them being true disruptors, they've managed to eventually get the master bedroom. Like, we were joking about this before, saying how you bought a house and you can't access the master bedroom. It's like, it's fun, but until the guest has to be shown around the house, it's like, right, you don't have that. It's
And
awkward.
the master bedroom got the ensuite. It's supposed to be the room, like raw, like
That's where you sleep.
yeah, exactly. And now you couldn't, but Sky must be livid. You see,
I can't imagine the strain.
Cool. What does that phone call say? When Adam Smith gets phoned by Adam Smith gets phoned by someone. He goes, "Hello, I'm gonna call you. Hello, Adam.
Hello, is that AJ?
No, it's not AJ. It's a representative AJ, and AJ is signing with the Zone officially. We're no longer doing business with you, Adam.
Could this be the day?
Could this?
There's the disrespect.
It's the disrespect.
There's the disrespect. It's, you know what? It's mad, man, because it's like, what Sky I think need to do now here, because I do hear them say this is a platform, and I agree it is a platform, but it's the platform that's always been there, more so than just being the platform. This, call it the platform still kind of expresses a rigid view of how the game is going.
Yeah,
do you see what I'm saying? Because it's like, it sounds like a reluctance to adapt to a slight degree when you're like, this is the thing. And it's like, there is a shift taking place, and you can either counter punch it, or you can trust that you're going to be able to toe-to-toe into the final round. And it's like,
yeah, go on, carry on. I like where you're going with this. Keep going.
Yeah. So the promoter relationship that they used to know and used to work on, i.e. Eddie Hearn does our fights and we work with Eddie and it can't be like that again. If you want to be a pure platform, you've got a whole other promoters regularly. Big nights have to come from different people on the platform now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I look at it and I'm like, people don't realize how solid of a promoter Eddie Hearn is. Sorry. They don't realize the magic, right? Which is why go for it. Go.
I want you to perfect, because this is it's more than like, it's a three-pronged attack. Yeah. One, when they're saying the game is changed, well, you have to change yours. We can't say you know where it's at. It's stupid almost. You have to say to yourself, okay, them man have forced us to step up. What do we do now? What's our counter punch? What's our reaction to this? And as you said, other shows coming on the platform, we've seen it with the Top Rank. That makes sense, Boxer. But there's more. There's more that could be done. But then after, it's the shows. It's shows around it. It's now breathing a new lifeblood into the thing and saying, listen, I get something's getting over here, but we're still sick over here. You still have to now change the feeling, the look, the vibe. Boxing is still, for me, too old. It's too old. I call it as it is. It's too old. And is it talking to the casuals? Are you bringing them in? You want boxing conversation to work casually. The same way I don't know you. I see at the bus, I'm saying, mate, who do you support? And we can have a conversation about football. And that conversation football can happen in any country. Do you know what I mean? No matter what. Boxing should feel like that. It should be a voice where the casuals link up and they say, what's going to happen on, What's going to happen on the weekend? How do you see that one getting? Those conversations. And they're few and far. You can't just wait for a week, fight week, and now some people are talking. No, bro, it's a conversation that doesn't die, consistent. Now, the only way to do that is with the programming. And then after, I'll leave you for this point because it's not mine. You will talk about Ben Shalom. What should Ben Shalom do, fam?
Yeah, so like, even down to there being few and far between gloves are off. That's a great vehicle show for a lot of fighters. Do you know what I'm saying? You get to know an intense side of them. But away from all of that stuff, Ben Shalom, for me, if you're looking for an Eddie Hearn replacement, I struggle to see how he becomes that. I don't want to say that he's not that because he's still early in the game and he's young. But it's one of those things where it's like there is a certain magic that a promoter kind of needs in this era to sell fights and keep things moving along. Eddie Hearn on an interview That's a fine-tuned machine. You understand? He can speak. He can be entertaining. He can switch it up. He can speak in a way that is exciting to carry. He can do a lot of stuff in one interview. Ben is still early in the game to the point where I look at him, I'm like, you haven't evoked an emotion out of me, though.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You haven't evoked an emotion. And so it's one of those things where sometimes, you've got to be strategic in knowing whether or not you should be at the front of the camera, right? Sometimes that is a great decision in itself. It's like, from what I've seen, sometimes you can see potential in a person's thing. Like, sometimes I'll see a stand-up comic, he perform, and he might be having a bad gig. But I can see that he's going to be around once he figures this out.
Yeah.
I don't have that same thing about Ben Shalom. And this is after watching Eddie Hearn very closely as we have. Do you know what I mean? The one who I thought was going to take over, Sam Jones.
Yeah.
He's got that thing on the mic. It's one of those things where now the game has evolved past the great work you're doing in the office. And now it's like, okay, now translate that to the mic and we're going to be halfway there. And sadly, there's a little, it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't do that for me just yet.
Yeah.
Also, the recent thing, like him saying to the journalist in that leaking, don't ask me about Pro Bella, don't ask me about AJ, and then starting the interview, it's one of the worst things that can happen, fam. Like, we don't know if other men are doing that. But what we do know now is that you are. You understand? For everyone else, it's speculation. For you now, sadly, it's there. And I get that you're going to stand by it, but there is that thing of give the fans what they want to see.
It's stupid because, bro, I'm telling you right now, yeah.
He's saying he doesn't want to do the drama, right? But he's not realizing that this Leonard Ellaby and Eddie Hearn back and forth because he quoted it. It's like, I'm not going to do all that. He goes, I enjoy it, but that's not why I got into the sport. Bro, Eddie Hearn and Ellaby know this conversation that is happening right now is good for business.
Exactly. Because end of the day, what he's reminding me of is the purest stand-up comedian that says, I just want to do stand-up. I'm just getting to clubs and that's it. He's like, Rob, but what about online and that? He's like, nah, it's not the route, bro. I don't believe in that route. Like, end of the day, I'm up and down. I'm up and down the M6. I'm up and down the motorway. And I'm gonna let people know with this old school craft and say, bro, the game elevated.
Because I used to be one that subscribed to that mindset.
But when you was on that, I remember when you was on.
Trust me, bro. To that comic, I say this: continue to do that, but add.
Exactly.
No one's saying stop. Add.
No one's exactly. You've seen it. We've seen it with our own eyes. Like, it's stupid. The same way with me is like, I would say before, my talent speaks for myself. I don't really need to go as hard social media wise. Like, people will see it, this, that, and the other. I learned very quickly, I can't do that. I have to be serious on this social media thing as well. You know what I mean? And that's coming from someone that bust through social media early, but didn't really understand what I was doing. It just happened, right? Like, Ben has to do, like, he could become a real name again, because the platform, the machine of Sky is a conglomerate machine. It's incredible. Like that, having them as your backers, especially them that are salty, they must feel a certain way. He should be talking about everything. He should be putting his voice into things, because right away, look what Deontay Wilder and Fury managed to do off the back of all AJ's hard work. They piggyback, they rolled his back. Remember, because they were cussing and said he ain't a real champion, that's why we're doing it. They piggyback, jumped off at the perfect moment and said, look, guys, we're above that guy.
That's right.
Beautiful work. So there's no reason why, as that person's star is growing, piggyback off their thing, jump off, bro. Now we see you in alignment with them. If you don't talk about them, it's like, raw, like, where are you?
It's that you're not sparring with them.
You're not sparring.
You're not in the league with them. Because I tell you right now, if I'm a football team or if I'm a boxer in the mix and I'm close to top level and I'm calling out an opponent and someone else is calling out this opponent, they're like, Robert, he says he deserves a shot over you. The day that I'm there going, well, that's it. No, what are you talking about? Him, this brother there. Get out of here. There's no one above me. That's what it is. And that energy, it needs to translate into the promoters. When Eddie Hearn sat down on the zone one time, when he was at the AJ fight, he goes, I will get them out of here. Mark my words. I will crush them. that talk there, it builds it creates the thing and the drama. You can shy away from it, but you're involved. You are absolutely involved.
Bro, you know the people that say I don't want to play no games, bro. Well, why did you get the board? Why did you get a controller? Because unfortunately you're in.
He's playing games with you.
She's playing game, and you can decide. You can be a pawn and just move forward a little bit, or you could do a mad thing. Really recognize the piece that you want to be on the board and move all over the thing, fam, in a mad way. Because you're playing. End of the day is you're actually in the game.
You're in the game.
You're in the game. You're playing, bro. Like, so tell me how you want this game to go. But which moves us on so nicely, because you said about saying names. Dubois won the fight for freedom. He's now a free man. He done it for us. Martin Luther Dubois, thank you so much, bro. We didn't know that it would take you.
Freedom and peace.
We didn't know it was going to take you, bro. But big up for winning that one still, because I just felt freer after you won that for us.
That was such an easy fight.
It was mad. And Jennings, though, he was talking the talk. He was saying he's going to be win me. He said that he's going to throw.
Trevor Bryan.
Sorry. That's it. Sorry. He said he's gonna throw punches. What did he say? He said he's gonna throw punches. That he said, throw me off 1 second. He said Dubois is gonna throw these windmill stupid type of punches. Brother, he started throwing those punches. He started doing what he said someone else was gonna do. He manifested. He manifested them punches into he didn't again. He held on to that strap for a minute, and Dubois wins that. And he talked the talk, bro. He's talking the talk. He's put himself in there with Dillian. Everyone's saying it's too soon. He said Dillian and Parker. People are saying it's too soon. Parker.
But you know what? Maybe he don't need to relax. Maybe he doesn't need to relax. Maybe he needs to just believe in himself and trust that he's going to catch that shot and get that work done. Do you know what I mean? We keep saying he needs to relax, but you know what? Nah, maybe you don't, bro.
It's bad. Relax.
Yeah, believe in yourself and see if you can get it done. The worst thing that can happen is that you lose.
It's perfect.
That's why you really fought to fight. So I get it.
It's a perfect move. I would love to see him, and I would love to see him and Dillian. I would love to see it purely for build up purposes. Will be good. What's that?
I don't think so. I don't think Dillian is the same man anymore.
What do you mean?
In terms of the wild build-ups, I think that's gone.
No, they still talk to each other. They're gonna fight in it, so they're not gonna be.
They'll talk, but it won't be the Dillian of old. Is not there. Like that personality side of him is gone. He's very much matured out of it. I feel. Do you know what I mean? Because if it was going to be there, I promise you that Tyson Fury leader would have had it. And if that doesn't get you out.
Nah, you have to remember he felt hard done by it. This is a different Dillian, This is a Dillian that's coming off a loss. It's not the same. He felt.
Remember when Floyd got to a stage in his career and the trash talk stopped?
Yeah.
And it was very different kind of energy from Floyd. Don't get me wrong, on Fight Night he was there, but just the lead up, it was very calm. Do you know what I mean? It's just like I'm not gonna go back and forth with this brother. Conor McGregor brought it out of him because I knew that Floyd was on a selling machine vibe, but his last fight days. It weren't really that. No, and I think Dillian is at that point in his career as a man in boxing.
I gotta disagree on that one. The reason why I say that is because Mayweather was able to get there because he wins. He won. It's like I don't need to do like me telling you that I'm the richest and the greatest guy is pointless now. You see it. You don't want me to get knocked out. I'm not losing. You know what I mean? So it became more like I've done enough to show you guys why I'm the greatest. They remember me even having a race to land the planes first. Like Mayweather still like as much as he matured, there's still some immaturity in him. But I'm not saying what everybody knows. Now the problem for Dillian is, well, you've lost a few times, and I don't care what anyone says. The reason why he acted the way he did is because he felt disrespected from WBC. All the way to Frank and the whole of the thing. Say that's why.
Even when they eventually did meet and face up and all that kind of stuff, the energy wasn't like that.
No, but I think he disarmed him, man. He was disarmed by Fury. Disarmed him, man. He did. I don't like Fury was like, "Raw, we lived together with this." You know what I mean? We've done this. it was a total disarming of the highest level. You know, he took some sting out of it. I don't want to say that's the reason why he lost, but he did disarm him. You know, they were worried. He was so silent, and everything was perfect to a point where it just didn't follow through. It was like really Fury was worried about Dillian for a while within the silence and in the I can't get anything from him, to a point where they finally meet on stage and then there's tickling happening, bro. Like you'll never see that again. I promise you, you'll never see him in leather gloves. You're never gonna see him do that again. Never. It's impossible. You know what I mean? So when now the Dubois one comes up, because Dubois calling him out is a bit disrespectful. It is. So he should feel disrespected and should slap him down. It's like if a comedian says, "Raw," a new comedian comes up and he says, "Raw, you've been in the game strong, plus 10 years." And a new comedian says, "Raw, I'll smoke that guy." There's no way if we do a show, I'm going to have, like, the crowd will love me more than they love Travis. You got to take him. If you have a sit down with that guy before the show happens, you're telling him, big man.
You know what? You know what's funny about this conversation and everything I've said so far is that in that situation, I wouldn't.
Go on.
I know me. I'm a wind up. Someone came to me with that type of energy, young brother in the game. I'd just blow smoke up his eye. I'd be like, wow, you was mad. I ain't gonna lie. Saw a couple clips. Hey, listen, you're a beast, you know. And I'll get out on there and smoke him to bits.
I mean,
but in the pre-convo when he's trying to move mad,
yeah,
I'll be different. Because that for me, that one there, like, obviously this comedy ain't about comedy on this pod and that, but that one there, I'll be looking and thinking, I recognize you. I'd be enjoying the fact that he's like that, because I'd be like, you're saying the things I used to think back in the day. Like, if you came for me like that, I used to think like this. But I tell you how much it don't work, because it never works. It never works when you do that. When you make your thing about someone else, you always fall on your ass. Bruv, I used to be scientific with how I try and gauge. Was my thing better? Was my laughter more? Was it Don't matter. No one cares. You've got to earn your place in this game. You think you're going to do it on one night? Good luck, little man. Good luck. I'm about to sun you. You about to come out here with Mad Vim. 2 lines. I'm getting you the hell out of here. And then dismiss.
I remember we went to the roast competition.
Oh.
Really funny. We pulled up in Birmingham. Well, unprepared. Well, we pulled up in Birmingham for a roast, and it wasn't supposed to be. It was a roast about someone else. Yeah.
Yeah. It was exactly.
It was a roast about someone else, another comedian. So it's like, all right, we'll say some stuff about this other comedian. Little did we know, it was in the backstage with the young, hungry comedians, bruv. They were young, hungry, and they had the look in their eye, fam, like, raw. I'm trying to get you out of here. Just heard whispers or just muted sounds of raw. You were all going to attack each other. I said, oh. Is that what we're doing? Is this what yeah? And listen, I love when we talk, bro, I'm not going to lie, I do like when we talk about comedy, because it is, as funny as it is, yeah, it feels battleish at times.
There's a lot of parallels.
You're on this, it's battling, because end of the day, if someone else has just got a wicked knockout or had a major, when he's operated the whole crowd, you're on next. You got to do a mad thing, the parallels, and you're only as good as your last show, fam. And you see that car ride home with 4 comedians in the whip and you failed, it's nuts. You never want that night. You never want to be that guy, or at the bar where the people come up to you and they keep it real. Comedy audiences, they tell you exactly how they feel. They'll be like, mate, the other guy, absolute garbage. But you, mate, you're getting far. You see,
real.
It's nuts. And these are the things. So I remember being in that room with these young guys, and they had a plan, bro. And it was, you saw what happened. You saw what it was incredible. Me and this guy, I turned to Travis, I goes, yeah, we're not gonna we're not gonna go for each other, are we? He goes, nah, they have to pay for that one.
They have to pay for that one.
But all of these other guys, they can get it.
It was the maddest story.
Yeah, it was mad still. It was mad. It was very, It was very insane, fam. And then there's like, oh, do you know how they tried it though? Them man tried it still. There's like, yeah, you're the king of the roast, bro. Now you've won. You get. I said, are you mad? I said, well, my career hasn't finished. You want to roast me while I'm still on ascendancy, fam? Are you crazy, fam?
Crazy. That's a mad roast.
Let's get into it though. There's other things happening in boxing. I saw a mad video. Do you want to get into that quickly?
Yeah, bro. That Julius, listen, these men are riding out, starting a little madness outside Box Park, and this guy's getting cocky. And the maddest thing is, yeah, I think that was Wadi Camacho, the tall guy in the white top. Yeah, so these men had no idea who they were in front of with how they were moving, bro. Like, it was nuts. Anyway, they get outside now. They're on the barriers. They get out there, and they're cussing, bro, cussing. Dorman comes out, takes a little...
Dorman, I hope you have a heart attack. He says you're going to have you die. Because I didn't know beefing with.
That's what I'm saying. Dorman slips out the side, and he just gets himself into the open space. This guy still wants to fight. He shoves somebody, he starts to throw a little shot, turns around, walks to the Dorman. I don't know if he had intention of throwing a shot, but that hand came up fast. Dorman said, not today. Slaughterous right hand.
Why did you do that?
Bro, that man said, was that necessary? Was that needed? What? Man, that shot was like, I fight. That's what that shot said. And you know what the crazy thing is? It's one of the ones now where you just got to say to yourself, you should have known who amongst you was an ex-heavyweight. Yeah. Because that ignorance, you pay the price for ignorance. Ignorance will not say.
Bro, win stupid prizes, fam, because I'm telling
you, games with silly prizes.
Bro, the prize that he won was, and you know what the greatest thing I loved about that video, is the veterans. I gotta be honest. You see, to get knocked out and your boy putting you straight into recovery position, that means you've been knocked out before. That means he's learned, and he said, nope. They said arm over. Check the tongue, bro. He's like, I said, wow. I said, man, them have, gentrification has reached a recovery position, fam, because man, then will get knocked out before me. Like, right, you got knocked out, bro. Like, and then
they just be helping him up through the unconsciousness. But he's mad.
Now,
I'm holding him.
Now, the upset of the nation, they have the whole nation's been upskilled, fam.
Look me, bro.
And I want to give a shout out to A&E. I want to give a shout out to all medical departments because the job is done, fam. You know when Kobe would say the job's not finished, bro?
Not finished.
Bro, the job is finished, fam. These men know, but then obviously we need to talk to the job of common sense. You can't fight him, bro. That was mad. What you trying to fight everyone in the Hulk settings, it wasn't gonna work. It wasn't.
What I thought was mad, there's a bit where he pushes one of the smaller security guards, and his friend, he gets straight onto my man. Hey, me, bro, put your hand down. Are you pushing? What are you doing? And the guy's just like, bro, calm. He's like, no, bro. He's really
just giving
the same friend.
The ginger guy.
Yeah, but when the friend gets laid, bro, there's nothing to say to Julius Francis.
Why'd you do that? No, so there's no need. There's no need.
But you know what's mad, yeah? That's like, they will know now. That's Julius Francis. That guy fought Mike Tyson. Albeit how the fight went, but the fact he was in there, he's not a regular person.
Bro, you need to know when they said, we got Mike Tyson for you, as your next fight, He said yes. Anyone that's doing that, is not
different.
He's a different you. It's
a reminder, because some people, they get used to talking nonsense about like Audrey Harrison. Yeah, and I always say to you, Audrey Harrison will clear a rave. Yeah, like you forget the abnormality of these fighters, these men, unnatural men. Sorry, not unnatural, like abnormal in terms of they're not. It's not common to be that dominant, that size, that fit, that athletic, with the precision ability
to spark your head off, bro. These men, you as a normal guy doing a 9 to 5, I don't care how regularly you get to squeeze gym in, you are not competing with these people.
You're not,
bro. Bro, I'll tell you now, yeah, it's one of those ones where we start to look at, let's say, weight classes, yeah, in normal society, because there's some man that's naturally been on road and they got some fight in them. Do you know what I mean? Like, he straight from the road life into the ring, and you might not get him out in 1 or 2 rounds because he's just a strong old piece of work. Now, let's say anywhere from 135 at the benchmark level up, trained fighters, they're getting you the hell out of here. Most men. I think when it starts to get lower than that, then it's like, yes and no.
It's still bro, let's be honest, yeah. He's a journeyman. This is a real journeyman. He's had a journeyman career. You know what I mean? What 23 and 24, something mad like that, yeah. This journeyman still is incredibly dangerous in retirement, fam.
No, like, but don't think that retirement in the boxing world means that in society he's going to get touched up.
In society, that's a heavyweight champion. You might as well look at him as that. That's the point I'm trying to make. As in,
bro, he'll be sparking man out into his 60s. You don't see an old man. Bro, there was a news article I read in the local paper one time. This guy's 72, knocked out one of these robbers that come into his house. That man said, "What you used to do when you were young?" "I was a fighter." Bro, he's still got that thing tucked, bro.
This is what I'm saying. So your journeyman, even though you might journeyman, no, he can mash you up. He can, like, you're still a peon to a journeyman. Like try a madness with Lucas Brown. Even try it. Go on. I know he had the rugby incident, but that guy trained as well. That guy took
it. You know what's mad, yeah? I take back what I said about the small thing. Try it with a Nui. Try and think that you're walking up to that brother. I mean, you got to have a significant size advantage over a Nui for you to be in there with a shout.
I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see what it is.
It's 118. Cool. Touch him then. You touch him then. Because when he hits you, he ain't going to feel like 118.
Listen, clean on the button, yeah? Clean on the button. No gloves. No, just clean.
Bang. Your nose is broken, bro, if that lands. No, I mean, if it lands on the nose, it's going to land somewhere around here. I just mean the nose is breaking.
And his conditioning for that quick fight, you ain't jumped enough ropes to get into this one, fam.
But it's a toss-up, though. If there's like a mad doorman who's like does MMA on the security thing, like when it's that type of size difference, it gets a bit mad still.
The MMA dons is different, isn't it? The MMA
dons, street MMA dons, not like UFC fighters. I'm talking like doorman. I'm fighting all the time on the street, like protecting whatever. It's that one. I feel like it's tough for you as a 118 man against a 6'4" doorman. I don't know if you're gonna get everything that you need to get off in that one.
Everything off. If he grabs you, blood,
you might be in the air.
The close line that you're gonna receive is crazy.
And the crazy thing about being in the air, where you didn't plan to be in the air, the vulnerability. It hits you immediately. So yeah, it's all mad. But no, Julius Francis, look, man, it was one of those videos which was like, when you see people moving mad, sometimes you wish stuff like that happens. But then you see it, it's just like, it's complete. Like, I don't have any further feelings on this.
Yeah, all I was saying is the real MVP of that whole incident was the recovery position, brother. I think he deserves all his flowers. I think. Yeah, I just think he deserves all his flowers. I think if anyone's getting credit right now, you have to understand your crisis management skills are elite, bro. 10 out of 10. Because the reaction time, the response time was
straight in there. Paramedics on site. But all things considered, though, I hope the brother is okay. I hope it's one of those things that it just ends there. That's that. There's nothing else. Like it's one of those moments of madness, go out of hand, and that's how it played out. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think Julius necessarily woke up and it's just like, yeah, best thing I've ever done. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like one of those things where it's like, it's just how it played out. I hope everybody in this situation is okay and everyone's learned a lesson and can just move on.
Yeah, bro. See, again, we have the same. I don't know what's going on with this generation, but we have that idiot that wanted to fight Mike Tyson or chatting. the plane, fam, and he knew it was Mike Tyson.
He knew it was Mike. That's way worse.
That's way worse. So again, like I think people just leave boxers alone, bro. Just if you have a feeling or inkling that
because he didn't know Julius Francis was waiting in the wings. So it's one of the ones there where it's like it's not even just leave boxers alone. Just be nice. Just be nice. You're out here moving mad. You don't need to be doing all that. You don't need to be doing any of that.
That's your answer right there. Is there something that we've missed in boxing that we need to talk about? Mayweather's inducted into the
Hall of Fame induction. Man, couldn't happen to a greater fighter.
Yeah.
You know, I just, you know, when you see Floyd break down in tears and he's crying, and it's like you start to see, Ron, this thing literally means everything to you. You see what I'm saying? No matter what you say about Floyd and money, boxing is always at number one. And it showed by his dedication, hard work, dedication. That mantra was inspirational for me growing up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I was just a huge fan of his. And, you know, I just started to adapt that approach to everything I was doing. Hard work, dedication. It just became it's a positive, dope thing to say, to dig deep and find that extra part of yourself. Do you know what I mean? And Floyd constantly did that in his career. Like, all the flashiness, when you watch your documentaries, yeah, I might be in a club, but we're going for the 3 a.m. run straight after the club. I'm working. When these men are sleeping, I'm working. Like, that effort, that work ethic, watching that, and that's going to rub off as a fan of his.
Well, you know what?
Amazing.
The thing that he understood is he understood one of his greatest traits, right, is his cat-like reflexes. You know, he just can't be. He's hard to hit. You can't touch him. Now, a lot of fighters, because he's born, he basically lived in his gym his whole life. He's been in the gym forever. You know, even when he was at Vegas and the gym was closed, I think he was there. You know what I mean?
He's still working out in there.
Still working out. He's there.
He's just close to the public. Yeah.
Yeah. So you quickly understand that this guy, he's always stayed in fight shape. Always. So then you don't have to quickly, like, yes, he can brush up and make himself a bit more fine-tuned and better, but he's always coming from that space. The journey back to being perfect is not as far for him as other fighters that let themselves go out of camp. And that's just a mindset of someone that knew and wanted to be great from the beginning. That is literally, so I was proud of him to see it happen. I think it's incredible for me because I think my journey for Mayweather wasn't the journey of, I was one of the fans that didn't want him to win at first, just because I just weren't feeling just his characteristics at the time, right? But then after, the more I started to see, especially doing this pod, and the more I've got to just observe and analyze and see Mayweather even those pictures are so powerful. The pictures with Haney, the pictures with these guys at their youth, they looked up to him. And look what they're doing. These are now out like descendants of, look who their role model was.
And you see their fighting style.
Look here.
Devin Haney, your Shakur Stevensons, that all these guys, Fulton, the style of the defense, like it's him. It's rubbed off. And I think it's even rubbed off in a larger way where it's like, there's nothing cool about taking punishment. When I retire, when I have all my faculties, these statements, right, they hit with fighters very differently. Because fighters know what retirement life can look like. That's got to be in the back of your mind as the thing where you're taking all them bangs. Yeah, I could take on the chin. Yeah, granite chin. But granite chin means you're getting hit, bro. And the effects of this thing in later life could be there. So it's like there's that element of the game is etched into fighters now and in today's culture. We see it.
And I think the other thing that you have to bring in is the fact of every fighter, or significant fighters can change the way the era moves, right? And yes, people can say he changed an era for the and making sure that you never lose and people protected. But one of the significant changes is there's a lot of young black men who he's told, you know, you can be serious millionaires. You know, there's a lot of young guys that he's made millionaires, you know, standing next to him. Say what you want to say about AB, but AB's watched it, what he's done. Javonta's watched what he's done. There's so many people that have come off the back of what he's done, or tried to speak like him, or tried to do how he's done it. Obviously, there can only be one, right? We're never going to see Mayweather again, I think. I don't know if I just don't imagine we're going to see that.
I don't think so too. I don't think so too. And for a guy in his way to take the attention away from the heavyweights,
That's huge because heavyweight boxing has dominated boxing since the beginning. It always has been the case. Do you see what I'm saying? But he had a stronghold in it to the point where man was staying up to watch man smaller than the common man fight. And it sounds like it's normal now because of where post Mayweather, but before then you wouldn't imagine that. That's why these guys at the lower weights, they're coming off the back of that. The 135 division is amazing. It's mad exciting. Bro, you wouldn't 5 years ago, casual man weren't talking about the 135 division. Casual man, boxing men knew. Like it knew he would be boxing's best kept secret.
Yes.
Yes. And to be fair, he is kind of right now. Casual men ain't really knowing about Inui like that. But when you do and you have a reason to watch him and it's an exciting moment. Oh,
bro, the streets are waiting for Crawford Spence. Waiting like heavy. I think that's the fight. Well, that's the fight we all want to see. That's all of boxing. Not even like forget about it. And outside of boxing, like I can imagine in America, especially, they can't wait for that fight, bro. That's probably more for them. That's probably more interesting to them than going to a Wilder fight. That's what that thing is. And then again, the Mayweather's done a lot for that to happen. So hats off, respects him. What a career. 50-0. Like there should be no buts in there. It's just 50-0. You did it. What a career, bro. You know what I mean? Welcome into the
and Roy Jones in the same time, bro. It's mad. I saw an interview with Roy Jones and he's like, and it's funny because it's so funny to hear him speak on this. He goes, people always say, I was a hell of a gifted fighter. And he goes, that just disrespects my hard work. And I was like, of course it does. He's like, he goes, I've forgotten more than a lot of these fighters have learned. I said, yo, that's a bar. But he goes like that, hours in the gym, perfecting the things I was able to do. That's hours and hours. Like if you could talk to God and get him to calculate the time in the gym, he goes, there's no one out there that's going to have more than me. No one who works harder than me. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, respect, bro. Because you are in a lot of people's mind the most gifted, but that gift comes from the work. It comes from the work. So even just to harken back to the comic that's driving around the place and he's saying, I'm just going to focus on this thing. Bro, keep focusing on that craft because that craft there is going to make you formidable. However, other things are required. Yeah.
Loads of things it's all required. And that is hard work, end of the day. All those other things is part of the hard work. That's all there you go. That's all part of it, Again, you lot, hope you've enjoyed the journey. We didn't even get into the Venom page stuff, but we know you were scared. It's fine. We don't need to talk about it.
I wasn't scared, bro. Look, we sized each other. We saw what we saw in each other.
Language specialist, and he told me, he was raw.
If that fight ever gets made, because there's a lot. He's busy in August. He's got the bare knuckle thing happening, and I'm busy after August. So we don't know if we're ever going to see that fight.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
I hear that, but I think you would be ready. Again, I think it should happen on the same night that I fight. What's his name? What's the guy that looks at me? And it's the battle for. It's got to be the battle for like facial expression or something. It's got to be.
So hold on. So I get to keep Crazy Eyes if I beat Better Page.
You have to be Crazy Eyes. Yeah, you're the new Crazy Eyes, and I'm me.
I tell you what. Get that email over and then we can review it and we can see if it makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? As I said, I'm busy after August, just going forward. So he can only
being busy after August is crazy.
Well, guys, enjoy your week.
Look after yourself. Till next time. Peace. Yo, people, thanks for watching the Undefeated podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.